Talk about the mobile transition and what kind of policy recommendations that you're making in order to make the mobile transition as successful as possible.
Sure. One of our members is AT&T, and AT&T has offered a petition to the FCC to begin some beta trials that will try to help figure out any problems with transitioning people away from the old public switch telephone network, the copper wires that were all, that have been there for 100 years. Move people away from those copper wires and onto an all internet protocol network. And again, there's some questions about how accessible this is going to be. Can we reach everybody with this technology who now has basic, what they call plain old telephone service POTS? Can everybody have that? The second is it going to be affordable? Will everybody be able to afford this new service? And the third is it going to be reliable? Particularly in a case of an emergency, will this be the kind of thing that you can make sure you can still make a phone call on, and reasonably in the same way you could with telephone service? Obviously, plain old telephone service wasn't perfect, and it got more expensive, and it went down with power outages and windstorms and that sort of thing. So nobody expects any service to be perfect, but you want to make sure it's at least comparable so that people have access. So Verizon also is beginning this with its Fios program. So you're starting to see some of the big carriers who are the legacy of the old Ma Bell, who've been required to maintain this old copper network because of that old status for being part of the big monopoly. They've been maintaining that network, but they're now saying if we stop spending money on that network, most people have moved now into some other way of communicating. They particularly AT&T. AT&T is in 22 states. They've got now about only 25% of their customers use regular telephone service. Most people are either using their wireless phone only, or they're getting their phone service through their cable provider. So you're not seeing people use that old telephone service the way they were.
It sounds a lot different than 1996.
It's a lot different than 1996.